What up? Hey, YouTube. Yeah, I'm laughing already. Shit. No preamble today. I wasn't planning on making a video tonight, but I couldn't find anything to watch. I was just chilling. So why not? I'm sitting on a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. I like talking about this kind of shit. Right? What am I justifying? Am I justifying myself to my audience? Yeah. So I didn't have a theme until I started kind of looking through some stuff and realized that I got a good amount of used shit that I picked up. Um, a lot of this stuff's bargain bin shit, believe it or not. Legit bargain bin finds, man. You'd be shocked what some of these shops are putting in their bargain bins. And a lot of these shops know what they're sitting on. It's not like they're dense. First one, this is an example. Bargain bin pickup. Electrohippies. Peel Sessions on Strange Fruit, 1987, I believe, on this one. Do you not know what the Electrohippies sound like? Think like Ripcord, Intense Degree, Doctor and the Crippins, kind of like UK thrashy, super fast, hardcore, border on power violence in some cases, definite influences on bands like Unseen Terror, even like really early Carcass, Voltor. Anyway, Electrohippies. This record rules, man. It's just scathing, snotty, like I said, super fast, hardcore, very on thrashy. Some of the punkier moments on here, probably like reminiscent of like the Stupids. Really, really fucking good, man. Hyped to find that. Again, in the bargain bin. Cheap. This also was in the bargain bin. Different shop. And this is the one out of the stack. It's like 8 LPs total that I pulled in like 2 7-inches. And out of the stack, this is probably the one I've been sitting on the longest. I don't remember when I picked it up. I know it was this year. This is a while back. And that is Primitive Origins by Prong on Mr. Bear Records, 1987 on this one as well. Just gnarly fucking hardcore with like an East Coast sort of tone to it. It's a little bit more metallic. What do I mean by that? It's not like metal, but like it has like a jagged, like angular sound to it. It's really fucking good. It's what their first album. It's an EP technically, so I know it precedes Force Fed. Yeah, this record's rad. Legit. Some of my favorite Prong material is on this one. I like most Prong up through like Prove You Wrong though. Like, I think Prove You Wrong is a cool record. Anyway, yeah, really, really rad fucking record. Oh, I re-sleeved it before. I mean, not that you fucking need to see it, right? But it came with a nice little insert at the time. Legit DIY shit here, man. This is a honest to God fucking photocopy. Dudes, it's like after 10 p.m. on a Sunday night. I should be drinking some Dad's. Happy Dads. Is that what it is? Happy Dads. That shit's fucking good. 200 calories for a 12-ounce can. 5% alcohol. I like it better than White Claw. Alright. Next one. From another different shop. This one's pretty recent. This was not in the bargain bin. But that's fine. I remember hearing this fucking when it came out. I was living in Vegas, I believe, like 2004, 2005. It And this is kind of when I got hit to like the whole Razorback Records roster. Anyway, I had never seen the vinyl treatment for this record, and one of my locals had it in their use. They had like a more rare like used section. I'm pretty sure somebody dropped off a collection there because there's a lot of stuff in this vein that was chilling. I picked up a few. This is probably the best of the bunch. Slaughterhouse. The house that Dead built. The title doesn't really make sense. The house that Dead built. Is Dead a dude? Anyway. This is put up by a weird label, Gorified, out of Sweden. Anyway, these guys were from Portland, and I mean, a lot of them were involved in that whole scene. Lord Gore, fucking Engorged. Portland. Of course, from Portland. It's badass. It's just Gore Grind. It's that cool like early Impaled sounding Gore Grind. It's a little punky. There's a Dahmer cover on here. Hillside Stranglers. There's the insert. So this there's a funny story with this one. I was in another one of my shops talking to homie who works there, who is none other than Tim, the man who runs Parasitic Records, also drums for Weregoat, and he was asking me if I'd picked anything cool up. I mentioned this record, and he's like, dude, I did the vocals on that record, and sure enough, look at the credits, Tim on vocals and lyrics. Kudos, buddy. This record smokes. Really rad cover art. I love that shit. That's true for a lot of the Razorback Records roster. Frightmare and fucking Lord Gore, amongst others. The Blizzaro, there's a Blizzaro record Razorback put out that has a rad cover. Yeah, rad shit. Anyway, some Gore Grind for you. In that impaled vein. Like maybe, I think, gore metal era, Exhumed. Anyway. Yeah, found this. I have this on tape, but I found it on wax, $5. Attitude. I'm not going to read that title. My German's terrible. If it were Spanish, yeah, I'd give it a go. This record's rad. They dropped the adjustment from the name, were previously known as Attitude Adjustment, put out one of the greatest crossover records of all time, American Paranoia. This album also smokes. Super reminiscent of, like, I think, Eye for an Eye era, COC, fucking, early Agnostic Front, good reference point, especially like Liberty and Justice. Look at that fucking shit. You know a band's gonna fucking rage when the singer's like jumping higher than the rest of the band. Or is that early photo manipulation? It's definitely not real. But it's a cool photo nonetheless. Yeah, this stuff is rad. Just cool crossover, man. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it's cool to have. I believe this also, yeah, has a little insert here. Got pictures on the inside. This was put out by We Bite Records. This is the We Bite newsletter. Number 2, September-October 1987. That also tells you when this record came out, 87. It's rad. Attitude. Peep it. If you like American Paranoia, there's no reason you would not dig this as well. It is super cool. And really hilarious cover art. I like the cover, but it's not great by any stretch of the idea of great cover. Jesus. We'll see how we do it. We're getting close to done. Okay. This was not a bargain bin find either. But this was just too good. Front 242. Probably Politics of Pressure. This is probably one of my favorite Front 242 EPs. Just fucking rad, dude. Don't Crack, Funkaddafi, Commando remix, just awesome. Wax Trax Records. Of course, you have the Wax Trax Inner. It's kind of like the Noise Inner. Like you get the Wax Trax Inner, and you're like, what do I have out of all these here? I got a few. Most of all this shit is fucking really good. What else can I say about Front 242? Dancey, EBM, but also super aggro. Pissed Off. I always like the Wax Trax labels. Yeah, this was a rad find. The story behind this is the shop I picked this up at. You know, I frequent all the shops around here. You know, Seattle's become kind of a shithole, considering that it's not at all the same place it was when I grew up. But one of the things that it does still have, that it also had when I was growing up, is rad fucking record stores. Just more of them now. Back in in the early days when I was first buying records, like 3 shops that we could go to consistently that were really, really good. Anyway, like the last time I'd been in there, which was a while back, this record was there, and I didn't snag it because I bought a bunch of other stuff, and this would have kind of put me over my budget. And I figured, well, it's not super expensive. I could probably pick it up somewhere else down the line. And so when I popped in and they still had it, I was super hyped. That's all. Okay, let's talk about some 7-inches, and then we'll get into like the crazy fucking bargain bin scores. So the first, these are wild too. The first thing, these are both Flexies, by the way. This is the first one. I'm even going to take it out of its package. So this is a Grim Reaper picture Flexi here. With it's like the shit that record labels used to send out in their promo records. Though I'm going to read this in full. You can thank me in the comments below. Grim Reaper, the loudest, proudest heavy metal band this side of the river Styx, guaranteed to knock your socks off and wake up the dead. See You in Hell, Grim Reaper's current album, was already #1 on the British heavy metal charts and is now taking the United States by storm. Listen to killer tracks like See You in Hell, All Hell Let Loose, and Dead on Arrival, and you'll know why Heavy Metal Forces magazine called See You in Hell one of the finest British heavy metal releases ever. RCA is so excited about this band that we're giving free flexi-disc samples to heavy metal heads across the country, confident that once you hear how hot Grim Reaper really is, you'll just have to run out and buy the album. Meanwhile, tell your friends about Grim Reaper and play them this sampler. And if you want to hear See You in Hell on radio, call your local radio station and request them to play Grim Reaper. Radio wants to play the music you want to hear, so enjoy this Grim Reaper flexi disc and keep on rocking. See You in Hell! Produced by Daryl Johnston. Ebony Records and RCA. And the cover for See You in Hell. Literally, this is snippets of the 3 tracks they mentioned. See You in Hell, All Hell Let Loose, and Dead on Arrival. With an introduction by Steve Grimmett for, I'm pretty sure, a radio commercial. It's 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 pretty funny. Am I gonna listen to it very often? No, probably not. Um, I had no idea what this was when I bought it, so there you go. It's rad. And this I found not too long ago. I have never seen this before, or stumbled across anything like this. This is another flexi. There we go. Exodus. Deranged. From the forthcoming LP, Pleasures of the Flesh. Combat Records. Exclusively free through Powerline magazines. This came out of a Powerline magazine. I didn't read the fine print on this before. Anyway, this song fucking rips. People talk shit about Pleasures of the Flesh. I'm not as familiar with it as I am Bonded by Blood, but man, this song is a smoker. And sick yellow flexi with green print. It sounds clean as shit. Yeah, sign me up. This will get spun, unlike that Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper, put on for a lark. Which it's over there. Okay. We got 3 more here. These were all in the bargain bin. They were priced appropriately. The first one, I was super stoked. There we go. Criminally Insane remix, Slayer. Postmortem, Criminally Insane, Aggressive Perfector. Rain and Blood era, Def Jam record. Shit is, you know these songs. With the Def Jam label, sick. This is a rad EP. Sick version of Criminally Insane. Postmortem rules. Aggressive Perfector rules. This is just rad, and finding it in a shop, just randomly, in the bargain bin, I was hyped. I don't have to go into what Slayer sounds like with y'all. Y'all know. I hope. I think a lot of people take the stance that like Rain and Blood isn't one of the best Slayer records ever because it's like the fucking contrarian thing to say. It has been overplayed a lot in a lot of cases, like Angel Death, fucking Rain and Blood. You can hear on the fucking Jackass soundtrack. But those songs are fucking bangers. That whole record is a fucking banger, and it's for the time that it came out, like 86, 87. Bananas. Nothing was that fucking savage or fast at that time. Just awesome. Yeah. Hyped. Okay. This is even more insane. But again, priced appropriately. This is a pretty skated on copy. The wax plays fine. There's no poster included, which probably contributed to the low cost. And you can tell that this hadn't been in a sleeve in a really long time, and wherever it was, there's some funky in the fucking air. But once you put it in a sleeve, it looks great. OG noise combat press of 2 Megatherion. What? So, get the gatefold. Boom. Man, I go back and forth between whether I like 2 Megatherion and Morbid Tales better. I'm leaning towards 2 Megatherion, man. This record kills. Green combat labels. Like I said, no poster, but Jesus. Like, no seam splits. It's just this weird, like, film over the top of the record. And then the record itself, lots of scuffs, scratches, nothing that you can actually feel when you put your fingers along the grooves. My needle tracks it perfectly. quiet during the quiet parts, except for like the opening track. There's some popping, some crackling. I can't complain for what this cost. Less than the reissue. I'll just say that much. Just sick. And then, I mean, the final one, the Peace Davis Stumps. The one that I've been after this record for a while. There's a new shop open up north. It's not super close, so I don't get out there super often. But he's got a pretty heavy Instagram presence and an online store. Before the online store was functional, he somehow was getting, had a few copies of this, and I never managed to, I got up there once, hoping that maybe one of them had been left behind, but that was to no avail. And what I'm talking about right now is one of my favorite New York hardcore records ever. It's right up there with fucking the first Crumbsuckers, man. And that's Leeway, Born to Expire. This fucking record rules. Profile Records, Priority, white label promo, with the printed inner, also without splits on the printed inner somehow. Cover, Seen Better Days. Vinyl itself, like the Celtic Frost, visible scratches, scuffs, but none of them there's no gouges in the vinyl itself. There's some pops and crackles. I would expect more. You probably hear more in a worse setup than what I've got. I have a nice needle. My record player didn't cost a shit ton of money, but the needle, I spent money on. This record just so savage. I'd put this up there with the Cro-Mag's first record, Age of Quarrel. I guess not technically the first record. It was the Age of Quarrel EP or whatever, the demo. But I put this up there with that. Would I put it up against Best Wishes? I really like Best Wishes. It's probably my favorite Cro-Mag's. Anyway, I would listen to this over Best Wishes, definitely. There's, unfortunately, Catholic High School Girls in Trouble. Not the best track on here. Every fucking NYCHC band had that one goofy fucking cut. I can forgive them for that. It was a thing of the genre. Just savage, pissed, knuckle dragging fucking New York hardcore. This and Master Killer fucking by Marauder, in terms of ignorant fucking hardcore. I mean, you could probably throw that Murphy's Law in, but the problem with the Murphy's Law is that it's not a great record. Just spitting truth there. If you think it is a great record, cool. I don't want to poop in your cereal, but yeah. Born to Expire, Leeway, bargain bin find, super hyped. And that's all I've got. I'm gonna finish it up. It's fun talking about this shit. Always have a blast. If you got anything to say about anything I showed, down below, hit me up. And maybe I'll do another one of these soon, or not so soon. I do still enjoy doing this shit. We are still planning, also, while I'm here, to do the collab. Me, Ground Zero Salem, that'd be Pat Wiley. Get into it with Jason Hook and Mike Seatown. We're going to talk about some hardcore. We just got to nail down a time to do it, because all of our schedules are wildly different, and they're all East Coast boys. I'm on the West Coast. Anyway, keep your eyes out. I'll put a thing up. It'll probably be on this channel. I'm gonna fucking eat a snack and listen to a record, and play some fucking Proteus. Steam. Later. Keep it real.